Hi, let me show you how to install a virtual machine in Windows 10. So in this way you need to have our native Linux installation or do the dual booting, okay? So in this way you can have your Windows installation, but then you can run within that Windows installation a Linux operating system or any other operating system. So the first step that you will need to do is to download a virtual machine. So here, let me close this one just to show you the steps. So we're going to go through all the steps now. So I'm going to show you how to install the virtual machine, also how to install OpenFOAM, Dakota, and some other applications. Okay, so the first thing is that you need to download a virtual machine. There are many versions available. Okay, open source, free for payment. Okay, it's up to you to pick up one, but I really recommend you this one. In the link in the video description, I will give you a link. So this one is VMware Workstation. It's down for Windows. There is another version for Mac. I don't recall if it's also 100% free. Okay, but there are for Mac also there are some equivalent free versions. So this one you can download it in this link. Okay, so you have for Windows and Linux here, and then after you download that version, you will install that one. It's very straightforward. But also we want to install an operating system in this virtual machine. We're going to see that later, and you need to download also an operating system image. So I recommend you to use OpenSUSE. Okay, so here you have the link. So you click here install Leap, and then you will get here different versions, and I recommend you to just download this one, the DVD image. So it will be an ISO copy that then we are going to use to install that within your Windows installation. Okay, so download these two applications, your VMware virtual workstations and then your Linux version. The steps that I'm going to show you will be the same as you have another Linux, if you like to use another Linux version. So just to show you what is going to happen, that you will need to choose a place where to install this Linux version. Okay, in my case, I have two drivers, so a drive, and I installed that one in the second drive. You can also install this in an external USB drive, there is no problem. And then within this one, you will have one single file, and in this file, you will have all your Linux installation, okay? So you will need to allocate some files. So these files usually are dynamically, means that they will grow according to the information that you have inside that file. Okay, so this one, if I want, at any moment I can move it to another computer and I can open it with my VMware. Okay, there is no problem. So this is what is going to happen. Okay, this single file that I recommend you be careful. Okay, don't erase it because you're going to lose everything. So every now and then just do a backup. I do it weekly. Okay, so I have my to OneDrive and always keep updating this weekly. So you click here, you will install VMware. Okay, player. So I don't know if this is the latest version, so be sure to download the latest version. So the installation is straightforward. Okay, you will click there and they will ask you the usual question, where do you want to install that? So I'm not going to install because I already have it. Okay, but there is no problem. Okay, so just give me a warning. So if I click here, I will open VMware workstation-player and see that I already have one virtual machine installed here. Okay, the one that I have all my applications. And just to show you something, that here when you install your virtual machine, you click here, edit virtual machine settings. You can set the settings for this virtual machine. Okay, so according to your computer, you will set these settings. So usually modern computers today usually very powerful, even workstation. I'm working in a even notebooks. I'm working in a notebook, so see, I have 32 gigs of memory and 6 core. Okay, so according to what you have, you can choose your configuration. So in my case, I'm using 12 gigs of memory. I'm using all cores. Okay, and I dedicated 500 GB to the virtual machine. I have a 2 terabytes. Okay, an SSD, and then you can set up your internet connection, reading the drive, everything USB, and also you can set the graphic memory. Okay, I also have a good video card. I have 6 gigs, so I'm giving just 2 gigs of video memory. Okay, so we're going to set up this in the new machine that we're going to install. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to install. So the first step will be here Okay, you go here, click home, and just create a new virtual machine. Here you will need to give the location where you have that ISO image. Let's see that in my case, I download the image and then I put it here. So you select that one. And then what the virtual machine is going to do is just use this image and install the operating system in the location that you are going to give later. So very important here, this is the location where you are going to copy all that file. So I recommend you just to have a hard drive big enough. As I told you, it can be also a external USB hard drive. So in my case, I'm going to put everything in D. I have this one dedicated for that. And then I will call this one, okay, test one, okay. And just to be sure, okay, let me create the folder. Because I will create it here, test, okay. So I will put everything there. Let me go back here, test, do give it a name, and then you are going to allocate a space. So here when you allocate space, remember that you can also grow this file. You can make it bigger at any moment. You can also make it smaller. It's not very straightforward, but you have in the instruction, you will find that in the internet, on the website, there's no problem. So I will do something minimal, okay? I will choose what is proposed to me, 20 GB, okay? That is enough to install the basic operating system plus OpenFOAM, but remember at any time you can grow it, okay? Also here you have these two actions, split virtual this into multiple files or store everything in a single file. So I like to use this one. It's faster, okay, but it tends to occupy more space, but it's up to you. But I will go for this action, store virtual disk in a single file. Okay, here is the hardware setting, the one I showed you previously. So if you click here, you can set up everything. Okay, so according to your computer, so usually again, modern computers will have a lot of RAM, so probably about 8. If you have 8, you can put it in 4 gigs here, so it's up to you, okay? Processors, set processors also here. So remember that this, you can change it at any time after the installation, okay? So you can take the default values and then you can change it, there is no problem. So I will change that one, finish. And then it's going to boot. See that it's going to read that ISO image, and now you're going to boot, and now you can do your normal installation. So you click there, and then arrow, installation, and then this is the normal setup. By the way, if at any point you see that you don't get access to the mouse, just press Ctrl Alt, and then you go back to Windows, you click here, now you lose the mouse control. But then when you install everything with the drivers, everything will be seamless integrated, okay? So you will be able to drag and drop and everything without doing this Control Alt. Okay, so at this point we need to wait a little bit while it loads everything, and it's a normal installation, okay? If you have done that before, you know how to do it, but in any case, I will go through everything in this video. Okay, we're back. So now we will start to ask you the steps now to follow. So let's go here next. You read your agreement. Okay. So we will start to load some drivers. And okay, here also you have the option to activate online updating. Okay, so it means that when you install, it will go online and will download the latest files. I'm not going to do that one. I want to go faster, but this is one you can do it. Okay. So I will put here no. So it will read everything from my ISO image, the one I downloaded. Then you need to use your Windows Manager. So there are many options. So I really like to use KDE. Okay, I will choose that one next. And now it comes to the partitioning. Okay, so remember that you are not actually partitioning the hard drive where you're working. You are creating that virtual file, and in that virtual file you will have everything. So here you can use the default options, or you can do your own setup. So here you click here, you will have expert options or guided setup, just to do it as you like. Usually I recommend for the swap memory, okay, just to have the swap memory as large as the RAM memory that you are planning to use. Okay, so if you are planning to use, I don't know, 8 gigs of memory, put it 8 gigabytes. Okay, if you are planning to use 12, put it 12, but not more than 12, probably is too much. Okay, in this case, I will leave it like that. I go next. Okay, so now it's normal setting, just to put time, date, and everything. So let me put it in my region. Okay, Italy. Set up a user. So I will put here my name. Okay, password also. Give a password. We'll put 1234. Confirm your password 1234, and then here disable automatic logins. The one you can leave it, okay, but I like to disable that one. And also here, if you leave this one on, means that this password that you are using here will be also the password for the system administrator, okay, the one that will have right to install, erase everything. So it's up to you to choose. So I will leave it on. Next. Okay, we'll give you a warning that is a too easy password. Yes, I want to use it. And here we're almost there to install. Okay, so see here that you can review everything, your settings, how everything will be done. Okay, so here usually it's a good idea to take the default settings. Even if you click here, you can choose what software to install, but that one we can do it after. Okay, so just click install and install. And it will start install everything. Remember, installing from your easy image. If you choose the online option, will download the latest version of the software, so it might be a little bit slower. Okay, but it's up to you. You can always update everything. So at this point, let's wait a little bit and let's see what are the next steps. Okay, at this point the installation is almost over, almost done. So it will, after you finish everything, it will ask if you want to reboot the system. So you can press OK or just leave it like that. It will reboot automatically. But when it reboot, it will start your Linux installation. Okay, so let's see what happens. So at this point it's rebooting, and see that now it's starting. Okay, so now if you don't do anything, it will automatically load your OpenSUSE 15.1. Okay, so here start to load drivers, everything, and let's wait here. Okay, so here we're in the login screen. So you can choose your users. You have more than one, or just type your password, which I hope you remember. So let's type in the password, and then we log in into Linux. So the first time that it boots, it might take a little bit longer. Okay, it's loading everything for the first time, and now we're in. So see that the window should resize automatically, but as the first time we log in, it might give you problems. Okay, so see that it's not resizing automatically. Okay, so sometimes it might happen, sometimes it will go smooth. In this case, the best thing to do is just to switch off the virtual machine. Okay, so we're going to access the auction, and we're going to turn it off, and then we launch it again. So see that it's not resizing. Sometimes happens, sometimes doesn't happen. Okay, so to reboot, just press their player, shut down. So this is a master switch. Okay, as we didn't have access to the other option. So it will shut down everything, and then relaunch VMware Workstation 15 Player. And see that there you have the two operating system installation. And now you can also change the settings. Okay, so you don't like the previous one, you can change these settings at any time. There is no limitation there. Okay, now press play, launch the virtual machine, and now everything should go smooth. Okay, we're back. Remember your password. Just insert your password, which in my case was the same as the master password, the root password. And we enter to the installations, our installation. And see that is you resize your window. Now automatically it will add that to your screen size. Okay, so sometimes it might happen like previously that it was having problems. So if that is your case, just turn it off and then log in again. So this is all. We have the installation, we have the terminal, we have a fully working installation. At this point, what we need to do is just to install the other missing applications. That will be OpenFOAM, Dakota, okay, and maybe some other libraries, okay. But if you follow these steps, you won't have any problem. Something else that you will see also, that you have some effects, transparency, stuff like that, that sometimes can be a little bit annoying or can slow down your computation. So if you access configuration, desktop, and then desktop behavior here, you can disable those effects there in desktop effects. So you will have many effects there. So I like to disable all of them. Usually that is just to make it more visually attractive, but you are going to run simulations, you don't care about that. And that sometimes also can slow down the performance. So disable everything. You also have many options there, as you see, so feel free to disable whatever you need. Okay, at this point, you see that we don't have any more of those effects there, no transparency. And we are ready to launch and install OpenFOAM. That it will be the next video. Thanks for your attention. Bye.